Hi, it's Nørgaard. So today I'm finally back. I know I have been gone for quite some time. I never meant to actually take such a long break from YouTube. I just have had a lot of personal things that I had to take care of. I'm not really ready to talk about it. But yeah, I have had some personal things that I have had to sort out. So that's why I haven't been on here, and I haven't really been on any of my social media. And my nose is itching. I'm really happy to be back, and I wanted to say thank you to all of you who were concerned about me. I'm doing fine. I've just had a lot of things to deal with lately. But anyways, today I'm back in full glam, and I'm doing a makeup tutorial using the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. So it contains a lot of dark colors, and I just wanted to do something kind of heavy, kind of glam, kind of intense. So yeah, if you like this look, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and watch in high definition so you can see everything. And without further ado, here comes the tutorial. So my first product is the Catrice Prime and Fine Smoothing Refiner, it's called. It's a solid primer. So I go ahead and apply this, and I just apply it all over. It's really great at minimizing the look of pores. And my under eye area is as dry as ever, so I'm going to apply some Smashbox Photo Finish under eye primer right underneath my eyes. And the main reason I use this primer underneath my eyes is that it really makes sure that my under eye doesn't look super cakey and dry. I can have that problem sometimes, and this really helps with that. I'm also going to quickly spray my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I've never heard anyone mention this on YouTube before, but this primer water, it really smells like, you know, dish soap. It's so weird. So anyways, I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then we can move on to foundation. So it's still drying, but I'm just going to tell you what foundation I'm going to use. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the color 120, no, 110. It's called Porcelain. I can't remember if I have already used this in a video, I don't think so. But yeah, I've really been liking this foundation lately, and it was so cheap at the drugstore. So it's a very liquid formula, which I'm not really used to when it comes to matte foundations. I'm used to them being more like thick and kind of moussey. So I like to apply dots all over my face, and then I go ahead and work it in with my beauty blender. So I do quick little dabbing motions. This foundation isn't as full coverage as I would like it to be. It's more like a medium, but you can build it up slightly. Also, if you want a bit more coverage out of this foundation, you can use a brush instead of a beauty blender to apply it with. So since you can still see some of my imperfections through the foundation, I'm going to apply a second layer. And I just do exactly the same, but this time I'm a little more gentle when I bounce in the foundation, because I'm trying to keep some coverage. So for concealer, I'm going to use one of my favorites, if not my #1 favorite, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in Fair Neutral. I just absolutely love this concealer. It covers really well, and it has a nice undertone, and it doesn't oxidize. I've tried some different concealers lately, and they have been oxidizing so bad on my face. This one is just, it's a great concealer. And recently I have also been applying some concealer right here, kind of on like the smile lines, or like the mustard, whoa, like the beard area, you know, like the, what is it called, mustard, Mustang, I don't know. So that looks lovely. So I just use my beauty blender again to bounce this out, blend it out, all that. Is it called a mustache? I'm not sure. Anyways, I just keep on blending and blending, but don't overblend, then you will lose some of the coverage, and yeah, that's not what I'm looking for anyway. And I like to take my concealer more so outwards than downwards because I have a longer face. So this will kind of broaden my face and make my cheekbones seem a little higher also. So I'm going to use a few different powders to set my face. But I'm going to start out with the e.l.f. Undereye HD setting powder. So make sure that the concealer has increased. And then just apply a pretty generous but not excessive amount of this powder. So now I'm going to take two different Maybelline Fit Me powders. So the lighter one is in 115 Ivory and the darker one is in 125 Nude Beige. So I'm going to start with the lighter one. And I am going to use that on places where I applied my concealer. And even though I already set my under eye area, I'm still going to apply a little bit of this powder underneath my eyes too. And then for the rest of my face, I'm mixing the two powders. And I'm using a big Kabuki brush to set. This foundation doesn't need a ton of setting powder, since it is a matte foundation, but my face is so oily I need to set every single foundation I own except the Rimmel Stay Matte. That is the only foundation that I can wear without setting it. I totally forgot I was going to use this BH Cosmetics makeup sponge to bake, so I guess that'll have to be some other time. So I'm going to bronze up my face with the Maybelline Master Sculpt in the color light medium. It's a nice little bit warm, kind of neutral bronzer. So I'm using the BH Cosmetics fan brush to bronze up my face. So I go straight across my forehead. Since I do have a longer face, I'm trying to kind of squeeze it down like this. And then of course the cheekbones. I always apply kind of a generous amount on my cheekbones versus like my forehead and my jawline. I like the way it looks on my cheeks, but not necessarily on my forehead or my jawline. And then with a very light hand, I go ahead and bronze up my jawline. So of course I'm going to follow this up with some contour, and I'm going to use the Master Sculpt in medium dark. And it looks like this. It's a lot more cool toned and of course also a bit darker. So I'm going to try and slim down this nose. So that's what that looks like. I'm also going to deepen up my bronzer here on my cheeks. And I'm using this little brush from Milani. I love this brush. So of course we are going to blend out all of this so it's not looking so intense and so it blends better into the skin. So I'm going to add a bit of color to my cheeks with this Milani powder blush in the color Tea Rose. This is just so pretty. So I apply it right here and I kind of blend in big circular motions. And that was a little more pigmented than I thought. So I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. And then of course I'm going to highlight. I'm going to use the Glowcomotion by W7. This is a great dupe for Mary Luminizer by The Balm. It looks like so. So I'm going to do the tops of the cheekbones. And I also go right above the brow. And of course down the center of the nose. And a little bit on the cupid's bow. And once more I'm going to blend that in with my powder brush. And I'm going to set everything with my e.l.f. Illuminating Mist and Set. So to do my brows, I'm going to start out with this PS brow pencil. This is from Primark and this is in the darkest color. It comes in two colors. So it has a little spoolie on the end that I'm going to use to brush through my eyebrows. And then I go ahead and use this towards the back of my brows. And this is a dark color, but I'm also going for a dark brow today. I really like how intense and pigmented this eyebrow pencil is, but it is a little bit soft. So you have to be careful because the softer the eyebrow pencil is, the easier it is to kind of smear. Okay, so with all that done in the back, I'm going to use charcoal brown in the front. And this is an eyeshadow by MAC. And for this, I'm using my Primark angled brush. And this is just slightly lighter, and because it's a powder, it's a little easier to control than a pencil or a gel. To set my eyebrows, I'm going to use the Natural Lashes Mascara by Technique, and I'm going to use this, I'm using this as an eyebrow gel. And this is just going to hold it all in place. And to finish off the brows, I'm going to clean them up just with my concealer. And I just blend it downwards. I'm going to use this NYX eyeshadow base in Skin Tone as my eyeshadow primer. And you could also use this for cleaning up your eyebrows instead of the concealer, but since this is a bit darker than my actual skin tone, I didn't want to use it because I wanted my brow bone to stay nice and light. And this is the good part about not having fake nails. I can apply my primer so easily. So now I'm taking my Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. And the first color I'm going to use is this off-white. It's called 13. It's a matte color, and I'm going to use this on my brow bone. So I'm just lightly dabbing this on the concealer. I might add a little bit of shimmer on my brow bone later, but for now I'm just going to keep it matte. So next up, I'm going to use the color right next to it. It's called Combust, and it's just kind of a nice transition color. It's a nice matte color. So I'm going to use my MAC blending brush, and I'm applying this color in the transitioning area just above the crease. I find it a little bit hard to blend out on top of this NYX base. So I would probably use something else if I were to do this again. So I'm going to use this gray color called Armor. I think Armor, I'm not sure, but it's this gray shimmery color. So I'm going to place this all over the eyelid. And by the way, I'm just using some little brush from e.l.f. It's no brush in particular, any flat brush will do. So now I'm going to take the color Password. It's a matte dark gray, and I'm using my little tiny Morphe brush, and I'm applying this color right in the crease. So between the lid color I just put down and the kind of transitioning color. Now I go back in with my big blending brush from MAC, and I blend out this crease color. And I make sure I keep this kind of cat eye shape out here to lift my eyes. Keeping a cat eye shape looks flattering on almost anyone, except if you have really like kind of upturned eyes already, then it can look a little exaggerated. But almost everyone looks great with a cat eye. So I'm going to add a tiny bit of Black Market, which is a black with some shimmer. And I'm going to add that right in the outer corner just to intensify a little bit. So again, I use my Morphe brush and I go right out here. And I make sure I keep that upwards motion. And then of course we blend some more. I blend every time I put down a color. And now I just go back in with the gray color on the eyelid. Just touch it up real quick. I'm sorry about the lighting, the sun is setting, so yeah. Anyways, I'm going to use this shimmery light color over here. It's called High. And I'm going to pop this color around the tear duct. So I'm also going to highlight my brow bone right here, just with my face highlighter, just because I want a little more shimmer. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Silk Kiss-Me eyeliner for my waterlines. So I apply this on the upper waterline and kind of in between the lashes, and then on the bottom waterline. And I kind of apply a lot so I can smear it out a bit. So I'm going to smoke this out with a Q-tip. And then I go ahead and apply the gray we used on the eyelid right in the center. And then I use the dark gray that we used in the crease right here in the outer corner. So for liquid liner, I'm going to use this Exaggerate eyeliner in black by Rimmel. And I'm going to do a cat eye to complement the eyeshadow shape. So for mascara, I'm using something new. This is the Essence I Love Extreme Volume Mascara in the waterproof version. And I'm going to add a little bit of this to my lashes before I put on my false lashes. So far I've tried this mascara like 2 times already, and so far I like it, but it smeared a bit on me. I didn't wear my e.l.f. waterproof top coat and it did smear, so I'm not so happy with that. And also the bottom lashes, of course. So of course I'm going to use the e.l.f. waterproof top coat. I love this stuff so much. And I apply this on top and bottom lashes. And I know my mascara is already waterproof, but it still smears on me, so I need my e.l.f. waterproof top coat. And my lashes of choice today are the Sultry lashes by Primark. These were £1 and these are amazing. Oh, and by the way, you guys, I finally got rid of my Revlon Lash glue, and I got me some good old Duo eyelash adhesive. So, going to apply these. Just like so. And here we go with the other one. So as you guys can see, the glue can still be seen even though it's clear. So that's why I'm just going to go over my eyeliner. So just cover up the glue. So now we are moving on to lips. I'm going to use Subculture by MAC. It's a really nice light neutral color. And this was like one of my first ever MAC products, and definitely my first ever MAC lip pencil. So I'm lining and filling in my lips with this. And to top this off, I'm going to use Dainty Lip Gloss by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And of course, remove any excess. And I'm just going to add a little more highlight because I feel like I'm not highlighted enough. So this is what the finished look looks like. So of course I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope you got some inspiration if you do have the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. And it just feels so great to be back to filming. So yeah, I'm really happy that I'm getting into the swing of things again. But yeah, anyways, if you like this look, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video. So take care and bye bye.